This band has just taken over the internet and it makes me so happy that they did. Woo! Oh! Isn't this how we all feel inside, really? Sometimes. Angine de Poitrine, band from Quebec. They are known for complex microtonal compositions in the style of math rock and experimental rock and absurd public image. My first thought when I heard them was, is this what punk rock of the 2020s sounds like? Punk rock in the 70s was this anti-establishment music that went against the status quo, that went against the so-called normal system. Nowadays, everything is machine-like, everything fits in boxes. A lot of pop music is created based on simple song structures and song forms composed of few chords and really simple rhythms. Everything's kind of standardized. Angine de Poitrine, through their microtonal compositions, for example, kind of breaks these boxes. I'm dying to enjoy this performance in full and talk a bit more about what I thought. So let's go. Ooh, great sound. Ooh. Yeah, I've heard people talking about this. The frets and microtonal instruments. You can see that he probably looped the bass part. Oh, wow. The dollar signs in the eyes, I didn't notice it before. Ooh. Oh, another part over the top. Woo! Isn't this how we all feel inside, really? Sometimes. Layering this little... Woo! Wow, this little pyramid on the top of his hi-hat. Okay, let me stop it here. Oh, hearing it in full is even so much better. Okay, the amount of skill that goes into not only playing the instruments but into the technicality of their performance is just incredible. I'm assuming what we are hearing, that's what they're doing on the stage. Now, how do you explain that you can hear multiple instruments? Well, simply, they're using some kind of looper. I have one right here. And what it allows you to do is basically to loop a little pattern and then it plays in the background, it repeats, and you can play on top of that. It's making me think how they are doing it, whether the real drummer has his sound in the ear so he can react to the subtle imperfections maybe sometimes, or whether they both play into a click. One of the problems with looping is that when you start adding the layers, it can start sounding the same after a while. So it takes a lot of skill to create an arrangement with looper that keeps evolving and that keeps sounding fresh. They're managing it absolutely perfectly here. He's adding layers, he's taking them away again, and it's absolutely brilliant. I thought the best way to break down the microtonal stuff is from the master of microtones himself, Jacob Collier. So let's listen to how he explains the microtonal music and what it actually is.
An easy way to explain microtones is through a game that I often play just for fun. I like playing games for fun. You take two notes, G, Ma, and E. Ma. How many notes can you fit between these two notes? On the piano, there are two notes between, right? What happens if we try and squeeze in more notes? Right?
He's so precise with it.
Right, you could go forever. These are all microtones. These are notes that you can't find on the piano.
Jacob Collier is amazing in really hearing them perfectly. And you can basically keep subdividing the interval between the two notes, the distance between those two notes, between those two frequencies. You can keep subdividing it forever. It's a continuum, so it never ends. It kind of reminds me of how rhythm works. Let me just quickly show you here. If I put on a metronome, I can play with the clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I can play twice as fast. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And how about the 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do it with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 and 8. And you could keep going. So that's the same thing. The chromatic scale that we are using, the equally tempered tuning that we are using in the Western music is just to make it simple for us to modulate, to switch from key to key, but by no means it is set in stone, or is it somehow absolute knowledge of music. To me, what it says about Angine de Poitrine is that it is another way of going kind of anti-establishment, breaking out of that box, breaking out of that system. It's kind of a metaphor for the larger system that we live in. Can't really play with them properly. Annoy me. Kind of bend the notes with them, but the notes. Hey! Ooh. There's so much energy in that. Wow! Where does the sound come from? So maybe there are some track in the back of it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you do. If you've heard interviews or whatever. But the only interviews I saw was them saying the name Angine de Poitrine and like talking in that alien language or something. This is so cool. This is so cool. Aliens have arrived to the planet Earth, I guess. So if you listen to this, and now I'm gonna play you the tempered tuning on my guitar like this. Doesn't it sound so boring and so kind of boringly clean, right? So for me to be able to play with them, I need to kind of start bending the notes. And just listening to this for a while, I'm starting to hear these distinctions. But normally I'm not taught to hear them. I'm not focused on them. And when we're teaching our students, we are teaching them the established theory, and that kind of sucks, because you need to learn all the established theory to get to some sort of postmodernism where you learn about, and there's this microtonal music too. Why would we limit our music students to that, right? It's so much fun. It's making me aware of more detail in the sound. Another genre that it reminds me of is swing, because swing has this sort of anxiety-driven rhythm. And this has this anxiety as well, through the groove and urgency and nervousness. And I think that perfectly describes our age. It's age of anxiety, it's age of meaninglessness, and that's why it works so well. That's why it's so incredibly popular. On the costumes and on the visuals, I think this is one of those like famous optical illusions where the black dots on the white and the white dots on the black are the same side, but actually next to each other they look, one of them look bigger than the others or something. I don't know if it has any deeper meaning in their case, but it's just incredibly striking. Maybe it has something to do with how alienated we feel with ourselves internally. Let me know in the comments if you know more. I'm fascinated, I'm energized. Let's finish this. Oh, by the way, they're incredible virtuosos.
Discover new
Wow.
music at listener-powered KEXP.org.
The thing I haven't even mentioned is how incredible virtuoso musicians they are. Like, the point of their music is kind of beyond that, so I haven't mentioned it at the beginning, but they're incredibly skilled. Like, it's insane. It's kind of fun to play outside of any key. It's kind of fun to just follow the sound. It makes you more connected to the sound itself rather than thinking of scales or what you have to learn before you are allowed to play an instrument. It really resonates with me. It really goes with how I believe music should be done. I hope you enjoyed this video and breakdown and analysis. I see this as a statement. I see their popularity as a message of hope, and that despite being polarized by social media and echo chambers, there are still artists like this that can unify a huge amount of people around something that expresses what they all feel. And this makes us realize that even though everyone is talking about the surface level stuff on the outside and try to pretend to be happy and to be okay with how the things are, deep down we all feel the same anxiety and worry and fear and unhappiness, and it's okay to express it. So let me know what you make of this. I think it's brilliant. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Give this video a like. If you'd like to support this channel, go to my Buy Me a Coffee website or join the membership here on YouTube. And I'll see you in the next one. Keep it funky. And microtone.